Fit and Nation, it is day 20 of the challenge, and I am going to rant a bit today. But before I do that, you need to book your scans. There are still 20 people who have not booked their scans. Actually, there's 23 people who have not booked their scans. 23. So clearly you're not watching these videos, which I guess is pointless in me saying since you're not watching the videos. And you're not checking Slack. So I'll put another reminder up in Slack. Maybe you'll check it, maybe you won't. Hopefully you do. But in any event, let me get to my rant, and it goes like this. If you are not seeing, and I'm going to remind you that you do not know if you're getting results until you get your first scan. And I say this, maybe you do know, or you think you know, but I say this only because many people do this. They get their scan, and then lo and behold, they did really good, okay? But if you are not following the pillars of this challenge, and I'm gonna really stress your diet, okay? You cannot expect to be doing well. Everything works as is, everything's put in for a reason. You can think that maybe doing part of it is good enough, and that's fine if you want to do that, but don't expect to get the results that I set forth, okay? As I said yesterday in the video, this whole thing is a process, so you gotta do all the pieces. They work in tandem with one another. It certainly isn't rocket science, for sure. You just gotta be a robot and do it. You've got to dive in and immerse yourself in this challenge. Okay, so listen, if you're not getting your diet, at this point, if you're not getting those numbers, you're just not planning. It's not, I realize this is new to you, but it's not hard, right? You just have to, cook your food and measure it out. That's all you have to do. That's all you have to do. Get a serving of protein, fat, and carbohydrates 4 times a day. Like I said, take your macros, split them up into 4, make those 4 meals. If you're having problems, then reach out and we will help you. But I'm telling you right now, it's not that hard. Believe me, I started doing it when I was 18. I'm 41 now. That's 23 years of doing this. And even when I was 18, it was not hard to do, okay? And, I was still a kid, really, okay? So you can do this. It's not hard. You just have to be what? You just got to be organized and plan, okay? Which is the way you should be for many things in your life, all right? If you want to be successful at whatever you're working at being successful in, all right? So take responsibility. I'll get to that in a second. All right, let's get to some questions here because I've got tons. Somebody wrote me and they said, is it true that you shouldn't do cardio on a lower body training day? No, that's not true. You can do cardio on a lower body training day. I wouldn't do it right before training your lower body, but I would, you could do it in the morning and then train at night. That would be fine. I would highly recommend that you do it right after your training. Okay, so I'm not sure where you got that idea, but it's been dispelled. All right, next. This person says, I'm still having, okay, so perfect. Here we go. I'm still having a hard time figuring out what to eat by dividing my total macros by 4. I guess I just don't know how to put together individual meals to hit those targets. That's why I've been doing it daily. That's why I've been doing it daily piecemeal. I'm not sure what that means. I will actually buy a protein powder this week and incorporate it into my diet. I will start to plan my meals by hitting macro targets for each meal. Yes, that's what you want to do. This is perfect. You want to just hit macro targets for each meal. So in my opinion, the easiest way to do this is to pick foods that are really strong in one area. So for example, I pick a carbohydrate food that's really strong in one area. So let's say rice or potato, okay? There's others, but there are 2 examples right there. Okay, those are basically pure carbs. Okay, Now I'm gonna pick a protein that's 100% just strictly protein. Maybe it's got a little bit of fat. Most protein sources do. Chicken or fish, okay, or a lean red meat. That's basically just pure protein, okay. And I'm gonna choose a fat. Okay, what's the purest forms of fat? Generally oils: coconut oil, olive oil, flaxseed oil. Real butter, you can have real butter. Okay, so look for the things that are like, for me, like I said, it's the easiest way to do it. Things that are pure one way, okay, or virtually pure one way. All right. So if you're gonna have things like whole eggs, for instance, they're high in fat and protein. So you're gonna allot basically some fat from those eggs to that meal. Okay, becomes a little more harder to organize, but this is where egg whites can come in, right? You could do a few whole eggs. Okay, I've got my fat requirement down. Now I'm gonna add in some egg whites, which is just pure protein essentially. Okay. Now when I say pure protein, things are not actually pure protein by weight, right? Most things are largely water. So meat, generally speaking, is about 20% protein by weight. Right, so like if you measure out 2 ounces of meat, you're not getting 2 ounces of protein, right? Right, you're getting probably, if it's raw, you're getting about, depending on the meat source, you're getting anywhere from about 5 to 8 grams of protein per ounce. Okay, and an ounce is a little over 28 grams. You're getting about 5 to 8 grams of that being actual protein. Okay, just I want to make that clear because I never did. So you got to plan. You have to plan to be successful in this. But believe me, it gets easier as time goes on. It gets way easier. You get to the point where you're like, oh, okay, this is easy. I know what to do now. But you got to go over that hump in the beginning. Okay, I'm gonna do it for time. Already 7 minutes. Jesus. Okay, let's do one more here. Okay, let's see here. On Saturday, I had cheat meal for dinner since it was someone's birthday. I should not be doing this and instead following my macros. Well, listen, you can have a cheat meal so long as you're following your macros the rest of the week. But you got to follow your macros like to a T, okay? And when I say to a T, you got to be within 10%. Okay? Actually, that's being a bit, that's actually got to change. That's going to change coming up. I'm still allowing a 10% deviation, okay? And I want to remind you guys that the protein is, well, listen, all the macros matter, but the protein is really going to be the most important thing, okay? So for those of you, I'm not saying all of you because I know a lot of you are getting all your protein. For those of you who aren't getting all your protein, believe me, it's going to make a massive difference in your weight loss. A massive difference. This is like the first step I take with anybody when they're looking to lean up. And they ask me, what's the one thing I can do with my diet? I just say, increase your protein, okay? Unless their protein's already high, which, listen, if they're having issues with their diet, their protein's not high. It just doesn't happen, okay? And increasing your protein will satiate you and it will curb your cravings for sugar. 100% it will. I guarantee you it will, okay? All right, message of the day. You're not gonna like this one, or maybe you will. You should, because it's reality. Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Identify what needs to be done and take action. It's that simple. Okay? Success begins and ends with personal responsibility. Identify what needs to be done and take action. You got to do it. You can't, you could try to cut corners. You can even argue with me if you want, but I'm just telling you, if you don't follow the pillars, you're not going to do. Don't expect to do well. If you're not getting the results that you want, first, before you even talk to me, ask yourself, take responsibility and ask yourself, am I doing everything I'm supposed to do? No? Okay, well, listen, you can always come and talk to me, that's fine. But, don't come and ask me why if you're not following the pillars, okay? Because I'm giving you the answer right now, okay? If you need help, just tell me. I'll gladly make time out of my day to sit down with you and help you, okay? I will sit down anytime you like, well, pretty much anytime you like, and I will help you, all right? So just tell me, because I guarantee you this is not hard, okay? All right, that's it. Submit and commit, you guys. I'm telling you, you got to submit, commit if you want to do well. Positive energy, positive vibes. Day 20 coming to a close. Give some gratitude. And for the love of God, believe in yourself and take responsibility. Take responsibility. It'll be an easier life for you. Trust me. If you take control of everything that you can and make it happen, all right? Instead of trying to figure out why when really the onus falls on you, okay? All right? If you have any issues, you come talk to me. All right? We'll talk to you guys all soon. Tomorrow night I'll be teaching at 5. Come on out. Hopefully you're there. I'll see ya.